Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to my channel, Butterfly Intuition, with me, Christina Marie. This is going to be a shadow work reading. I just feel called to do a shadow work reading, to just tap into the shadow work that is needed for you, for the collective. Any blocks, obstacles, conflicts, or challenges that are presenting themselves to you now, that are maybe preventing you from being able to move forward, to make necessary changes in your life, to help you get unstuck, and to help you get on the path you are supposed to be on. So this is going to be a collective reading, so I ask for you to sit back, relax, close your eyes if you feel guided to, and allow the messages to come forth as they're supposed to, as Spirit intends, taking only what speaks directly to your soul and releasing what doesn't. And if you are interested in booking a reading with me, I do offer a shadow guidance reading as well as other readings. You can go to the description box below, check out my information, and book a reading with me. I would love to work with you if you feel called to book with me. So first, I want to tap into what is the cause of your tantrum, your trigger. What is the conflict, the block, the obstacle, the challenge? So what is the cause of your tantrum, your trigger? Okay, I have two cards coming out. So we have secretive and cold. So what I feel is that you are hiding behind a mask. And you are not showing emotion. You are not asking for help. You are not speaking to yourself, to others, to your spirit guides. What it is that you need and what it is that you want to change. So let's dive a little deep into what is causing you to remain secretive, cold. It's kind of like you've completed a cycle, is what I'm feeling, and you're ready to start a new cycle, but you're just not sure how to do it. So you just remain in the cocoon. It's kind of like you have gone into the cocoon as the caterpillar. You're ready to emerge as the butterfly, but you're absolutely terrified to come out as the butterfly. So what is the reasoning behind that? So we have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is number 5. Angel number 5 is about change. So on some level, you are resisting change. So the Hierophant is about marriage, but it's also about spiritual beliefs and spiritual truth. So emerging as the butterfly, coming out of the cocoon, becoming your true, authentic self means showing people who you really are, and maybe your spiritual beliefs, your spiritual truths, such as your religious beliefs, are not on the same level as other people, maybe are the complete opposite of what you were raised in, especially if you were raised in a type of organized religion, such as Christianity, Catholic, Judaism, anything that your family could look down upon you, or maybe you're afraid people are going to think you're worshiping the devil if now you're more into the New Age, tarot. Spirit is saying you have to unlock that part of you that doesn't care what other people think. So what can you tell us about that? So we have the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands shows me that you're looking up, you're looking off into the sunset, you're looking into the distance, you're looking forward, you're not looking back, you're not looking to the side, you're looking forward, and you see what would happen if you flew off this cliff and went towards your destiny, towards the light, but there's something that keeps you from moving forward. So the Four of Wands, this is your union. This is what you're looking at. And this is telling me that you long to come together with your new self, but you are so afraid. You've had so much trauma, you've had so much damage with letting other people make you feel that you weren't good enough, make you feel that you weren't supposed to be in that space. When I say in that space, what I'm getting is that you don't know how to articulate the words. You don't know how to be. You don't know how to be yourself anymore, because that version of yourself that you've been for either your entire life, the majority of your life, is gone. And maybe the ways you used to cope, and you had coping mechanisms, you don't do that. So maybe you had like codependent habits, like numbing the pain, like with alcohol and substances and sex and food. You don't do that anymore, so you don't know how to cope. So this is where your spiritual beliefs and your spiritual truths come in. It's time to use what your spiritual beliefs are, your spiritual truths, like your spiritual practice. If you have a spiritual business, if you want to start a spiritual business, allow that to become your coping mechanisms. Instead of going to a coping mechanism that is codependent and negative, go to a coping mechanism that is independent and positive. And that is how you will understand that this secretive coldness is just you being essentially the Queen of Swords, putting your guard up, not allowing yourself to take that mask off and show people who you really are. So I'm just hearing that if you're able to just make the decision to just embrace the new you and allow the new you to shine and not care what other people think. And maybe there's relationships, and that relationships is all types of relationships. It's love, it's friendship, it's work, it's family. Maybe those relationships you just need to like not put the focus on, leave if you can, and then build new relationships with people who are on the same level as you, who vibe on the same vibration as you, and who is going to be able to support you, empower you, and be there for you. Let it all fall away is what I'm hearing. Okay, so now I want to see how you can interrupt the emotional disruption. So this emotional disruption that is keeping you behind the mask, that is keeping you very cold, very rigid, unable to express your real feelings, your real thoughts, be your real self. How can you interpret this emotional disruption? How can you interrupt it? So you need to listen to the warning signs. So this is intuitive red flags. So intuitive red flags are not just bad, they're also good. So intuitive red flags are showing me that when you listen to your intuition is bringing you the guidance, your intuition is bringing you the messages and the action steps that you need to take going forward, that is going to bring you into this newfound cycle, new chapter of your life, and it's going to free you. Because essentially I feel that you're very stuck. I'm getting like a lot of compression in like my throat, in my head, like from the third eye chakra up. So work on the throat chakra, work on the third eye chakra, and work on the crown chakra to allow yourself to allow the messages and downloads to come in through your intuition from your higher self, from your spirit team, your ancestors, any angels, goddesses, gods that you work with. And then allow yourself to trust what you are feeling, trust what you are knowing, and allow yourself to speak what you want into existence. Because by doing that, you will free yourself. The Eight of Swords shows me that you have just bound yourself up in fear. And by unbounding yourself in fear, you are going to allow yourself the freedom to be in this space of freedom. The Eight of Swords is telling me that you are not going to be able to resist unbounding yourself, taking the blindfold off. Because swords is air energy. So if you are a air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, you are feeling this very heavily at this time. So allow yourself to be free. Allow yourself to open the door. And I'm hearing like spread your wings. And if you have to fly away, fly away. Because this brings us to the Hierophant. So we have the Hierophant coming for the second time. So your spiritual beliefs, your spiritual truths. So when you unbound yourself, you start listening to your intuition, you start listening to your thoughts, and you start moving in the way that your spiritual truths, your spiritual beliefs are asking you to go. And when you do that, you take your power back. That is what the Emperor card is representing. You essentially take your power back, you step into your true essence, you come out of the cocoon as the butterfly, and you heal the heartbreak. Anything in your life that did not go the way you wanted it to, that hurt you, forgiveness comes through. You allow everything that is not for you to fall away. That is what the Tower represents. And then you let go. You don't hold on so tightly. You free yourself from what no longer serves you. And then the messages from your higher self, from your spirit team, your ancestors, the gods, goddesses, angels that you work with or that you will work with in the future, those messages will come through very easily, and you will trust those messages, and you will listen to the warning signs, whether they are good or bad, and you will be able to move into the next phase of your journey very easily. So the best way to do this is to allow what you are feeling to come out. Whether you need to speak it, you need to scream it, you need to cry, you need to yell at the top of your lungs, stomp, journal, however you need to get it out, dance, move your body, whatever it is, you need to get it out. I recommend getting a shadow journal, like a journal that you just write your most deepest and darkest thoughts, your feelings, what you're going through with your dark night of the soul, your Tower moments, your bad days, and then have a separate journal for how you can manifest what you truly want. So have like a shadow journal and a light journal. You can do this with notebooks. You can even get like a 5-subject notebook and do like sections if you want. Keep it all in one place, because a journal doesn't have to be the pretty journals you see at the store. You can honestly get any type of notebook and make it your own. So allow what you're feeling to come up. So these feelings repel you because they show you things about yourself you don't like. So instead of repelling them, put your hand down. Don't deny them. Don't bury them. Don't tune them out, because they just get louder and louder. And the more you resist what wants to come up to the surface, the more your body starts to give you physical symptoms to get your attention. So usually when you bury your feelings and you don't let them come up to the surface, your solar plexus chakra will get blocked, and then you have stomach issues, you have digestive problems like heartburn, indigestion, all sorts of things. Because it's like Louise Hay says, you don't listen to it, it becomes disease, and it becomes a physical symptom in your body. So what you want to do is, with the Hanged Man sacrificial lamb, you essentially want to be the sacrificial lamb. You want to sacrifice yourself and face the music, face the fear, face the tantrum, face the trigger. And now that you know how to interrupt the emotional disruption by listening to your intuition, you tune into your intuition and you allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. And you allow yourself to express what you need to express. And the Hanged Man card is about new perspective. And this is where you'll gain a new perspective, because instead of you running from this, instead of you burying this and instead of you numbing it and going with those codependent coping mechanisms of low vibration, you're now facing the problem, the feeling head on. And what that does for you is it brings in the dictator of rage. So it allows you to bring these feelings to the surface. Now, for some of you, this is going to be feelings of rage, feelings of anger, feeling of frustration. Maybe you want to like punch somebody. Maybe you want to punch yourself. Maybe you're just kicking yourself because you wasted so much time. But remember, you didn't waste so much time. You can only heal and learn and grow on your own time and on your own accord. And sometimes healing, that's why I always say healing is like an onion. You have to peel the layer of the onion. And when you start to get to the center of the onion, that's when the healing gets hard. And that's why sometimes we have to take a pause because we're not ready to face it. So the villain of sorrow is telling you, don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't get angry with yourself. Instead talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Find the trigger. And I'm telling you, through journaling, you will find the answer. You will find the trigger. You will find that moment in your life that made you change and get to the place that you're in right now. And you talked your way into this situation, and you can talk your way out of it, because it's flipping the switch. It's flipping from focusing on a problem to focusing on a solution. And when you start to focus on a solution, what that does is it brings in the sun. Where, yeah, misery does love company, but you know what? You want these clouds to part, because look at that, the sun is starting to come in. The sun is the brightest card in the tarot deck. The sun represents brighter days ahead. So brighter days are ahead. As you face this darkness, this dark night of the soul, you will see light at the end of the tunnel. And when the clouds part and the sun rises and the sun becomes bright, you will see that it's not as bad as you thought it was. Because you have faced the fear, you have faced the music, and you have faced the emotions. So yes, misery does love company, but guess what? Love loves company too. So switch misery to love and just say love loves company. You love yourself. You love healing. You love ascension. You love spiritual growth. You love shadow work. Shadow work doesn't become the enemy. Shadow work becomes the solution, and shadow work becomes your friend. It becomes the answer to your question. It becomes the teacher to you, the student. And the barricade that you have built around yourself, within you and outside of you, will come down. The Chariot is Cancer energy. Cancer, sun, moon, or rising, specifically, if that's you, you will move forward and you will be able to go towards the light. Because angel number 7 is about divine wisdom and trusting the divine wisdom of your soul, trusting the divine wisdom within you, the divine wisdom that comes to you through your spiritual practices, through your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, your higher self, the gods and goddesses that you work with. All of it comes to you in perfect timing. So now I want you to think back to where it all began. So there was a time in your life where you didn't feel this way. But there was a situation, there was something that happened to you that put you on this path. And this situation is represented by manipulation. So somewhere along your journey, somewhere along the way, you chose a path of codependency. You chose a path of manipulation where you allowed people's opinions to manipulate you, and you became codependent on other people. And that is how you lost yourself, where you were in these situations where addictions were a thing, and instead of people telling you, hey, you have a bit of a problem here, they were enabling you to continue this problem. And you realized that nobody was going to save you. Nobody was going to be your knight in shining armor. So instead you decided to pull yourself out of it. So you healed yourself, and in return you lost these people. These people are no longer a part of your life. Some you had falling outs with, some they just went away. So Jack the Ripper represents these people who were notorious, shady, and vile. So they were part of this learning curve. They were part of this lesson that you needed to learn. They were part of helping you awaken. So they didn't do this on purpose to hurt you. Their role in your life was to make you see that, yes, on the surface they were good, but on the inside they were the werewolf. They would shape shift and change and transform, and now you see their true essence, because you see their true colors, you see their true energy and their true intentions. And this has put you on the path to be a mystical witch, spellbinding, enchanting, alluring. So you are in your power, and you know on some level there's some type of witchcraft or there's some type of spirituality that you are meant to practice, whether you do it privately for yourself or you offer it professionally for others. But you realize that you're a lot more powerful than they thought they were, and they held you back. Okay? So just see the universe as your jack-o'-lantern that helps you ward off evil, and to be that light and guidance that you need in the shadows, in the darkness. And that's how you overcame the manipulation, because now you see them as just dummies, skilled, talent, controlled. So they're just being controlled by whatever darkness they're being controlled by, and you're just seeing how by you choosing yourself and not like going back to the old people, the old patterns, the old behaviors, you have now skilled, and you are the one who controls your destiny, not them. Okay. Now I want you to ask yourself the question, which will be answered with the cards, how you can shift out of this and find a new way to cope. So how can you shift out of this and find a new way to cope? Stop being superficial. Stop hiding who you are. Stop hiding behind a mask, behind a door. Maybe being at home more than you should be outside. It's time to be your true, magical, authentic self. I'm hearing the song Coming Out of the Dark by Gloria Estefan. So that song is a specific message telling you to come out of the dark and to shine your light. And if you're not familiar with that song, Coming Out of the Dark, Gloria Estefan wrote that song when she got into a bad accident and she hurt her back. I believe she broke her back, and she was basically told she would never walk again. And she defied the odds by being able to walk and perform again, and that was her comeback song. So you want to come out of the dark, and the moon represents concealment. So yes, you can come out of the shadows, you can come out of the dark, you can rejoin the living, but you don't have to conceal, and you don't have to tell everyone anything. There's nothing wrong with being like the moon. Even when the moon is its brightest, its fullest, the moon is still a mystery. There's so many things people don't know about the moon. And that's what I want you to encompass. I want you to illuminate, but not show all, but master your emotions and become the fascination of people. And Three of Pentacles shows me that you'll be able to co-collaborate, co-create with spirit, and you will master it, and then you will bring justice. You will have equality, meaning you will be equal within yourself. Your new self will balance out the energy, and you will be essentially the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles will focus on her ambition, will focus on her goals, and she will also focus on being in her light, even at times when she needs to go back into the dark So I'm going to close out this reading with some guidance messages. So angels, ancestors, spirit guides, spirit, let's get some guidance messages, please, for you, for the collective, on how to move forward. So spirit of the water shows me through cleansing, through healing, through emotions, you find your way back to going with the flow, trusting, and just listening to your internal self. And the spirit of the fire tells me that is where you will gain your power. You will essentially be the emperor, following your passion, your creativity, and your spark. So water and fire. Water is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Fire is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Those two elements will help you balance out the energy and help you go forward in this new chapter, new cycle of your life. You will have an end to depression, to illness, to being melancholy. You will not want to feel like you need to be rescued and imprison yourself. You will not be controlled and feel like you can't move forward. Instead, you will gain a new perception, a new foresight, and find the advantage. And through the spirit of the sun, your energy will return, your vitality will also return, and you will have a resurrection. So I see by the summer solstice, which is June 22nd, June 21st, around those 2 days, you're going to be in a new chapter. And this card was just randomly in this deck, so I'm going to read it to you. Once upon a time, a story to tell, remembering the past, then and now, what once was, but now you're going to focus on what is and what could be. So I do hope that this reading has brought you clarity and guidance and has brought you some type of answer, insight. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you can be notified when new content is posted on my channel. Have a beautiful rest of your day, night, or afternoon, and I will talk to you soon.